You, what's up? All my homies, do's and dudettes. I'm gonna do something a little bit different. You know those fragrances that, they have a really good smell, but they just don't perform well? I think I got something that could help you out with that. Take a decant with you. Easy fix, right? All right. I'm gonna show you how to decant some stuff. Let's go. Yo, wait a minute, I am out of focus. Wait. You can see me, but you can't see this stuff. But anyway, all right. So before we get started, I am going to give you 3 ways to decant. Well, 3 basic ways to decant. But before I get into that, I'm going to show you some different things that you can use to decanters. You can get these. You can order these. It's just like a regular clear. This one is glass. Little atomizer. This is, I think, a 5 milliliter. And then I have this one that's like a 10 milliliter. You can order these like in bulk. I think they're like, for the 5 milliliter, it might be like $5 for, I don't know, 20 or something like that. And, you know, it's relatively reasonable price also for the 10 milliliter. And then you have the ones like this that's a little bit more fancy. That's a that is really the same type of deal, except it comes in a case with the top, and all you do is, oh man, I haven't even taken this one out. All you do is twist the top off to put the cologne in, or the perfume in. Then you put the top back on, put the cap back on, cover it up, boom, that's that. Then there are these, the larger ones, the larger plastic ones. You can use these. I usually use these for fragrances that that don't last long, or I'm not going to be using that often because of the plastic. Sometimes with the plastic, it'll make the fragrance change a little bit. But these were a little bit bigger. I think this might be maybe a 20 milliliter. I don't know. I can't remember. And I got a bag of stuff. And I think that is it. Oh, and when you order these kind of things, they come with this like suction kind of thing. And then they come with this that you can use to actually put the fragrance into the atomizer. All right, okay. Now I went through all that. Let's get into how to actually what we doing? Put some fragrances in some of these cat. Y'all see me with my Spider-Man gear on? Yeah, got my superhero thing going on. Yeah. But anyway, all right. Let me change the camera angle up. Hold on a second. Hey. All right. I'm gonna be out of the frame, but the first way to decant a fragrance, which is probably the easiest way. This is Parfums de Marly. Which one is this? Harriet. This is not a fragrance that you're really going to have to decant, but I mean, where you're going to have to carry it around and you have to use it because you have to respray it because it's dying out, because this is a strong fragrance. But if you're going away on a trip or something like that and you want to take a fragrance, or if you don't want to take this huge bottle, this is a good way to do that. Let's take this top off first. Actually, let me change this angle up a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Let's put that like that. Okay, so what you want to do, because this is a different type of decanter than one of the other ones that I showed you. This one you can't take the top off anything. You load it by the bottom. Okay, so you take the top off your fragrance. Take the little spray top off, and then you just put your little atomizer right on top, and you push it down. And if you can see, the fragrance is going in. See it going in? See how it's raised up there? You see that? All right. And then I usually don't fill it all the way up because I don't know, I just don't really fill it all the way up. Especially with a fragrance like this, it's going to last. And then you put the top on and you rock and roll. Now this one came with a black top, but I switched it up. Just try to give it a little jazz. I put the silver top on the black atomizer, and I put the black top on the silver atomizer. You can switch it up if you want. They are interchangeable. Then you just put the top back on there on your fragrance. Top back on, and everything's fine. Okay, let's go with the next one. Okay, this is another fragrance. This is Bulgari BLV. Oh my goodness, I love, love, love this fragrance. This is one of my favorite fragrances from Bulgari. Nobody really talks about it, but this is a very good summer fragrance. And it lasts pretty good, but you still want to decant it. Now, I said the other way is the easiest. It's the easiest if you have that type of atomizer. But if you don't have that type of atomizer, if you have just a regular one or a nicer one like this one, just take the top off. Well, you don't have to take the top off of that, but to pull it out, you have to take it. Pull that off. Untwist it. There you go, right there. So now with this way of decanting the fragrance, all you do is tilt it a little bit and you spray. See, it's empty. See, it's empty. And you just spray. And this is not the neatest way to do this, but if you don't have anything, if you don't have that other type of atomizer, and you don't have the this third way that I'll show you, this is probably the best way to do it. Only thing with atomizing, decanting your fragrances with this type of way, sometimes when you spray the fragrance into here, or if you spray the fragrance just general, it loses some of its potency. So the next time you spray it from the atomizer to your body, it may not have the same longevity. That's just, you know, just a heads up. It's not that your fragrance went bad. It's just that you sprayed it 2 times, so the airs hit the fragrance twice instead of just once when it normally hits your body. Put the top on, and back to the BLV. Boop! That's done. And that's that for that one. Now, let's go to the third one. Let's go. Okay. This is the third way of decanting your fragrance. This is Tres de Nuit. This is the clone of GIT by what's the company called? Aventus, not Aventus. Creed. It's the clone of Creed. So with this one, and this is actually a good one to use because, oh wow, look how much fragrance I use. But this is a good one to use because even though this fragrance smells amazing, smells great, but the atomizer on this is terrible. As you can see, the top just fell off as I pulled it out. But if you can see inside here, that atomizer, that silver stuff scrapes off, and it just gets a little messy. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Probably not. But anyway, this atomizer on this bottle is not the greatest, which is strange because usually they have pretty good atomizers. Let's get this top on here. Actually, I don't even need that on there. So this is going to be a different way of decanting. So you do take this top off, set that to the side. I'll keep that in the frame so you'll be able to see it. And then what you want to do is pick up a syringe, which not necessarily a syringe for delivering, taking blood from anyone, but a syringe that people would normally use for a IV. And the difference is it has I'm sure you're not going to be able to see this really good on camera, but oh, maybe you can. See how that hole is right there? So it's not really a pin. It's not really a needle that, you know, most needles is pointy like that, and then the fluids or whatever kind of comes out the side where you can suck it up or push in or whatever. But this one goes straight in. As you can see, can you see that? Yeah, see, it's a hole right there. So you push it all the way in, lock it all the way down. Then you take your fragrance and, am I in frame? Okay, here we go. You take your fragrance, you put the needle inside the fragrance, just like that. See, I'm not holding it, it sticks in. And then what you want to do is push down on the atomizer of the fragrance, of the bottle. Press down on it, and then at the same time, suck up with the needle, the gauge. And as you can see, the fragrance goes into the tube. Take the tube, sit that to the side for a minute. Take your atomizer. Oh yeah, make sure I had the right one. See, I got a trace written on there. Twist it off, like so. Put that there. And then all you do is, can you see that? Is that in frame? All you do is just push it in. Push all the fragrance in. This is a better way to hold on to the potency of your fragrance, and you put the top on as soon as possible. Try to keep the least amount of oxygen from hitting your fragrance. This is a better way of atomizing versus the spraying it actually into the bottle, because less oxygen is getting to the fragrance, so the fragrance will still have the same potency. Put it back in the atomizer, put the top back on, and you're all set. And you go back to your bottle. Am I the only one that like to put the spray atomizer, make sure it's facing the front of the name? Because I want to be able to see the name while I'm spraying my fragrance. I don't know, maybe I'm just weird like that. But anyway, you put the cap back on, then you put this cap back on, and you're all set. Boom and boom. Oh, and you can pick these up. This was probably about $10 or something like that, and it came with multiple syringes and multiple backs. But usually after I use this, I'll take it and I'll wash it and rinse out the needle to make sure that the fragrance is out of this. Even though I have, like, let me show you, I have multiple to do that with. But I still clean it because, you know, you just want to keep it clean. You don't want to keep that fragrance stuck in this piece of plastic. All right, so that was that. Now what? There it is. Those are 1, 2, 3 different ways to atomize your fragrance, and these are different ways to actually keep your fragrances. These are different atomizers and options here, options here. I have different fragrance in here. So, boom! Here I am back again. Oh, let me get me a frame. So anyway, after that, I'm making a mess. All right. It's been your boy Will with the Will Report. Just trying to give you a little idea to keep that fragrance on you. If it's not a strong fragrance, you don't have to necessarily throw it out. Just decant it. Put it in something. Slide it into your side pocket. Then every couple of hours, just freshen up. You know, and these atomizers are so small. You can keep them in the palm of your hand. You don't even have to go somewhere to refresh them. You can be like talking to somebody, acting like you have a piece of gum, and then, you know, put the top back on, slide it back in your pocket. Easy. It's in your hand, you know? But anyway, it's been your boy Will with the Will Report. Thanks for coming past, spending some time with me, and I'll catch you guys on the next one around. Deuces.